Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Grace, and if you are new here, welcome to my channel. As school is fastly approaching, for me, I actually leave in less than like 2 weeks. I think it's actually 2 weeks exactly from today is when I leave for school. I'm going a little early because I have OL training because this is my first year being an OL and I'm so excited. But school is fastly approaching and I know people are figuring out what they want to buy for school and what they need, and a lot of people I know from my school, I go to Ithaca College, a lot of people are looking for what they need for their dorms and stuff, and hopefully this comes across some freshmen's feed because I know when I was preparing to leave for school, I was always thinking, oh, like I wonder what I need specifically for Ithaca or if anything's different from, a bigger school. I know when I'm watching what you need for college, like dorms and packing and everything, it's a little different from my school versus like bigger schools where you have like these massive game days or different types of dorms. But I wanted to make something that was just a little bit more catered to Ithaca students because I feel like I have a pretty good grasp as a rising sophomore on what you need for college. So I just wanted to kind of break down a couple things. Obviously this is not exactly everything that you need for school. You're kind of buying for a new environment and something totally different. So I just kind of wanted to outline a couple fun things I was going into my freshman year, and then also stuff that I want to get this year that I didn't have last year. So this will be kind of, we're learning together and I'm kind of outlining that for everybody. So the first section of this video, I wanted stuff to be more catered to what you need for your actual dorm room. So the first thing and the biggest thing that I think you need, especially when you're moving into a dorm room, you want to get a twin extra large mattress topper. I got a really good one from Amazon last year. I'm actually reusing it this year, and it was the best decision I seriously ever made because I know if I didn't have a mattress topper, it would have been pretty rough for me, but I'm really glad that I got one last year. And the nice thing about the mattress toppers is they're pretty reusable from year to year, so it's not like you're rebuying them every single year. But I got a 2-inch one, which was seriously so good, and it made my sleep 100 times better than it would have been without it. And the next thing you absolutely need is an extra set of sheets. It's so much easier when you have an extra set of sheets to do laundry because you're not super worried about getting the laundry done fast so you can go to bed. So if you don't get it done right away, or if it's not fully dried right away, you can still, go to sleep or do your laundry overnight. And then you always want to make sure that you have your bed to be the most comfortable as possible because obviously sleep is really important in college. So a nice thing that I did was I got something called a seat pillow. You can get them on Amazon, pretty nice, and they're pretty durable. I'm actually not getting a new one this year because I just felt I didn't need it, but I am going to get really big like pillows this year that I think will help with sleep more. I think that's a great thing, is also having some decorative pillows for your bed. For me, the aesthetic of my room and just how it looked overall was important to me, and so being able to look at my bed and have it made really nice and have my aesthetic all put together of my room was really important to me, and it's something that I really enjoyed about my room last year. I loved my room last year. It was like more green themed with greenery on the walls and all these fun posters. And then this year my room is a little bit more blue, and I got some new posters from Amazon this year to put on my walls of like art. And so I'm pretty excited about that. I would say the next thing is probably one of the most important things that you can get for your dorm. It's an air purifier. I did not have an air purifier last year, and I feel like that is a huge reason I was getting so sick. Like I was constantly having cold, or I was fighting some sort of cold, or my throat was always dry. You want to get an air purifier because it gets really dusty in dorm rooms for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. I was constantly cleaning, and that's not to say that, my college's air quality wasn't great. I feel like overall just dorms in general don't have the best air quality, so you want to get an air purifier. And then also going off of that, you want to get a fan. It is going to get hot, and you want to get a fan for those early months and those later months, especially in Ithaca, New York, because it gets so hot before it gets so cold, and those fans are gonna save your life, trust me. Last year I lived on the 13th floor of my building because heat rises. We were at the highest point of campus. My room was like a sauna for the first 2 months. I bought so many fans, and one of the best fans you can buy is the Woozoo fan. It's an oscillating fan that's like actually remote controlled, so I was able to just hit a remote control button and it would change up the settings and everything, which was awesome for me and my roommate. We We loved that fan so much. And now next year I'm going to be using it in my new room. And then you also want to make sure that you have enough storage in your room. It depends person to person and how much you plan on bringing into your room, but me personally, I am a chronic overpacker, so I completely overpacked for college, and a big problem was I felt like I didn't have enough storage. But last year I bought these pull-out bins from the Container Store, and they were one of the best investments that I could have come across. It gave me so much extra room to store stuff, and I just kept them under my bed, and they were super awesome. I didn't even have to loft my bed at all to put it underneath, but I will try to find those, and I'll try to link them below. But I know you can also get really good pull-out drawers from Target, and I don't really think that's something that's an absolute necessity for college, because I think everybody's different for how much stuff they want to bring. But for me, I needed it, and I have to say, that was one of the best decisions I ever made. And then to go off of something to have stored in dishware, the classic paper versus plastic dishware. I have seen this argument all over the internet. People are saying that you should get plastic because it's more eco-friendly and more reusable, or you should get paper because you don't have to worry about washing it. And I am here to say, for me at least, 100% the plastic was one of the best decisions I ever made. I had this little set that I got from Amazon that I will link down below. I have to say, for me, the plastic was a lot better, and it made me feel good that I didn't have to worry about, oh, am I running out of something? Do I need to have it delivered? So that was really nice. And I feel like this is a give me. I feel like every video tells you that you need this, but you are going to need command strips. You're going to need command hooks. They are one of the best brands you can buy, because you don't want to use any of that sticky tack on the wall, because that will leave residue that you can get in trouble for and you can get fined for if it chips the paint or anything. And to kind of go off of the whole idea of getting the paint ripped off of the wall, do not get the LED lights that go around the room, but overall they just weren't really worth it. But what we did get instead was sunset lamps. They were amazing. They were just as like powerful and lit up the room, and they were so pretty and they looked so nice. And I got mine from Amazon, and another thing I will link down below, but the sunset lamp is 100% worth it. You still get that fun color in the room, but without having to worry about ripping the paint off the wall or anything like that. Another thing that I think is pretty necessary, especially at Ithaca, because not every dorm building has the filtered water, is a water filter. If you are living in the lower quads, at least, I know that they didn't have the filtered water systems last year, but my dorm building did, so I think it just depends building to building if you go to Ithaca. But I would say figure out beforehand if your building has a Brita water filter, and then if it doesn't, I would say definitely get it. Overall, I feel like around Ithaca, most of the actual academic buildings, the library, the gym, all that have the water filters, and they're very clean, they're very up to date. And then also something that helped me so much last year was having a dry erase calendar. I loved my dry erase calendar. It was so nice to visualize it on my wall and just see, okay, this is what I have today, this is what I have to get done today. And you're not always looking at your Google Calendar, or you're not looking at a paper calendar that you have to flip open. It's just nice to look and think, oh, I have to do that today, or have that thing today. It's just a nice little reminder, and they're pretty easy to get at like Target or Amazon, just anything simple like that. Do not get a shag rug. Those get so gross so fast. I had something that wasn't a shag rug, but it was kind of like a furry rug, and it didn't get dirty per se, but it was just like, it felt like it was too nice to have in my dorm room. This year, me and my roommate got a slightly cheaper rug just off of Amazon, machine washable. I know Amazon has some really good machine washable rugs, but you don't want to get something that's too nice, because it's a dorm room, it's gonna get messy, it's gonna get dirty, and it's not always gonna be the most clean thing in the world. But do not get a shag rug. And this is one of the cardinal rules of living in a dorm in college. Space is a luxury. You don't have the luxury of as much space in college, so you want to make sure that you are getting stuff that you can either store under your bed or in your closet or off to the side. You don't have the luxury of getting a ton of stuff in your room. So something that I did was I utilized space in my closet, and I got laundry baskets that fit in my actual closet space area, and I'm hoping that they fit in my closet this year, because my closet from last year to this year is different. This year I'm supposed to have like a wardrobe that is not attached to the actual wall, but last year it was like a cutout in my wall that I just hung stuff up and I put it in there. But I actually have plastic laundry baskets, but a lot of my friends have just these cloth ones that you can throw in your closet or throw under your bed, and they're not a huge deal. And I think that that is something to consider if you are worried about, say, space. Just get a cloth one that you can just tie up and put under your bed and not have to worry about it, because for me, I liked having the plastic and it just worked better for me, but it's something to consider. It's person to person, but I just wanted to provide all the options. Now I just want to talk about like a couple more like personal things that are really nice to have on you in college, especially going to classes and stuff, or just existing as a college student. I'd say the first thing is an extra pair of shoes for going out. This is different from like your walking around to class shoes or your like normal everyday shoes, but something very similar that you don't really care about. Maybe they're older shoes that you don't mind getting dirty. My going out shoes were the same as my walking around shoes last year, and I had to get rid of them by the end of first semester because they were basically falling apart at the seams. They were disgusting. They're very dirty. I'm gonna be honest, my mom wouldn't even let me bring them into the house when I came back from Christmas break. That's how dirty they were. But you just want them to be some easy slip-on shoes, not really like the lace-up Converse, but maybe just something easy to slip on, like Air Forces or something like that. And the next thing is a birdie. So a birdie is this device where you can pull it and it makes this really loud sound. It's really good for just walking around campus late at night. I didn't really need it, but you know, just at night it's nice to have in your purse or nice to have on your keys. I always kept mine in my purse, and it's just nice to have in case. And then also you're gonna want obviously towels, robe, and a shower caddy for in your dorm room. I feel like that's more of a personal thing than a dorm room thing, but having a plastic shower caddy is a game changer for going to the bathroom, especially if you don't have a bathroom attached to your room. And that is pretty much all of the freshman housing and sophomore housing at Ithaca. So make sure to get that plastic shower caddy and get a nice robe that is easy to walk around the halls in, that you feel comfortable in. I had like this long, super thick robe last year, and hey, it did its job and it worked out. Did it get kind of gross being in a dorm by the end of the year? Yes. So don't get anything too nice. Don't get anything that's like super, super expensive. Really don't. But, you know, just something easy from Target or from Amazon is pretty doable. I actually used mine that I got for free at work one year because I used to work at Ulta, and I loved that robe. It was really worth it. It was really nice. And also when you get towels, do not get nicer towels. This year I'm just getting cheap ones from Target. That's a thing. Living in a dorm, you don't want to bring super expensive, super nice stuff. Overall, a lot of stuff is gonna get pretty destroyed, I'd say, living in a dorm, but towels are one of them. And also shower shoes. You need shower shoes. That is a non-negotiable. Living in a public bathroom area, you are going to need shower shoes. And I got mine from Amazon last year, and that's what I'm going to do again this year. You can even use like just basic flip-flops. You don't need to get something specifically for shower shoes, but you're going to want to get just plastic, easy, disposable shower shoes for the end of the year, because they will get very gross. Shower shoes are meant to get gross, and they will get gross. I can guarantee that. Speaking of things getting gross, you are going to need cleaning supplies in your room just to keep your space overall clean and well organized, because in my opinion, an organized room is an organized study space, an organized living space, an organized space to eat and exist and have your friends over. So you're not going to want your space to be super messy or dirty. And this is something that I took to heart. I am an avid cleaner and an avid organizer, and I am very neurotic about how I do things. So I always made sure I had Swiffer dusters, because things get dusty, they get dirty, and you want your Swiffer dusters. Also, get Clorox wipes. They're so easy to wipe stuff down with. You're gonna need sponges. That's a give me to do all of your dishes and stuff. And then you are going to need trash bags. I just had extra white trash bags for taking stuff out last year, but I did have a smaller trash can actually in my room that I'm reusing for this year. But you're just going to want to make sure that you have enough trash bags to take stuff out and not having to worry about anything like that. And then as far as school supplies goes, you're going to want a good backpack or tote bag to carry your stuff around in, something that's quality that you can use throughout a couple years even if you want. I've had pretty much the same backpack since my freshman year of high school. So we're going into like 6 years now of this backpack. I use that sometimes, and then a lot of the times I've been using this tote bag that I got just from Amazon, and I love it. It's easy to use. I will say a backpack, if you have a lot of books or a lot of stuff to carry around with you, it's better to have a backpack than to just have all that heavy stuff on one shoulder. It really just depends on what you like more and what works better for you. And then you're gonna want a planner to write stuff down in. You're gonna want some type of planner. If you do it digitally, I think that's great. I always write everything down, and that helps me more because I like to see it physically on a piece of paper. But you're gonna wanna have some sort of academic planner. And then you're also gonna want to have some good notebook paper just in case, or just a notebook to write down notes. Sometimes you don't want to write on your computer, or you're going to be reading something on your computer and you have to take notes by hand. So just making sure that you have a good notebook, a quality notebook that you can continue to use is pretty good. And then having some good highlighters. I got some really, really good highlighters last year from Amazon. They don't bleed through pages, and they've made my notes so much easier because I write pretty much all my notes by hand. I am obsessed with them. I've been looking for good quality highlighters forever, and I'm going to link them down below because they are my favorite thing of all time and one of the best purchases I ever made for school. And just making sure you have extra pens and pencils. Even if you pretty much write all your notes on your computer, it's always good to have an extra pen or pencil just for class. You never know when somebody might ask you. In case your teacher gives you something, you always want to make sure you're well prepared for class. And also, I feel like this is something that pretty much is overall, you want a good pair of headphones, whether they are ones that plug into your phone or if they're AirPods. I know a lot of people that wear like the Beats or Bose headphones. I have just AirPods. I've had the same AirPods since my sophomore year of high school, and I love them. They work well for me, and you just got to do what works best for you. I didn't like the feeling of headphones like on my ears because they just made me feel uncomfortable. So just having those headphones in your ears made me feel so much better. And then finally, just a couple of recreational things that I am really glad that I brought last year that I really enjoyed having were definitely an umbrella. You need that because the weather can get pretty crazy. It's nice to just have that umbrella on hand. You can just bring a really small one. I kept mine in my dorm room just hanging up because it was pretty small, pretty durable, pretty nice. And then I also brought tote bags, which you're gonna need. I didn't know this coming from Chicago, but apparently they don't give you bags at like grocery stores or like shopping at Target. I didn't know that until I literally got there. So just making sure that you have some strong, durable tote bags for when you go grocery shopping or just to the store is a must-have. And then finally, I am a big hiker and I love hiking. So I brought my hiking boots, and if you go to Ithaca, there is something called the Natural Lands right off campus, and it's just like this kind of woodsy area that you can kind of go walking around or go hiking. And we also have some amazing gorges that are right by campus that are super easy to get to for hiking. I loved being able to go do that and to go hiking in the natural lands so easily. So my hiking boots were super helpful to me. I don't feel like you need to have hiking boots. I feel like that's pretty optional, but for me, it really just was a nice little getaway from campus to just easily go hiking and to kind of get my mind off of things. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If there's anything that you think I missed, make sure to comment that down below and we can have a discussion about that. But thank you guys so much for watching. It has been super fun to unpack a bunch of stuff that I think that is really helpful to have in college with you. So make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!